What happens when your teacher is telling you something, and then you forget about it? 5 minutes later, you go back to the teacher. So can you tell me that? What is the first word they say to you? Weren't you listening? That means, and the other thing, why weren't you paying attention? That means to pay attention and listening and acquiring what's being told to you and putting that in your memory bank. That is the actual process of listening. ਅਸਲੀ ਸੁਣਨਾ, ਕੰਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖ ਲੈਣਾ, ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗ੍ਰਹਿਣ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ, ਦਿਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. That is the actual process of listening. What have we done now? We normally just simply listen, and then 5 minutes later we forget. That's not listening. That's why Guruji had to say, Sacha Satguru kya kare, jo sikha mein jhoot. There's a deficiency in the six. Not all of them. Andhe ek na lagi, jo bans badanya food. Just like a bamboo, it's hollow from the inside. You blow from one side, it comes out of the other. And Guruji said that blind individual who calls himself a Sikh is incapable, because whatever Guruji tells that person, it's not going down, it's just blowing out the other ear. Okay? And we don't need to be like that. We need to take that to heart. We need to think about it. We can't, it's not easy. That's why I said, Kaniltiki Vanu. It's very difficult. You have to make a concerted effort every day out of your life to accept that teaching and try to implement that into your life, and eventually, one day, the very first quality you acquire will lead to the other ones. And that is the process. It is a daily practice. Did you learn how to ride a bike in a single day? You didn't. Did you learn your math in a single day? No. Right? Because a lot of times parents have to tell you 2 + 2 and you say, oh, 22. Right? Sometimes you came with 5. There's still some of us will actually add those numbers and come up with some weird numbers, right? But that takes practice. You have to learn how to make sounds out of individual letters. Then you learn how to put together the words. Then you learn how to put sentences together. Only then you learn how to write essays. Well, let's learn how to make those little sounds and learn those individual letters from Gurbani, so we can learn the big words and get to the concept that Guruji meant for us. And that was meant for our well-being, okay? It wasn't there that Guruji wanted to get praised. We praise him because he's so good. He's given us the guidance that we need. Okay? He doesn't need our praises. Like I said before, we need to praise him so one day we'll learn to like him for what he is. And that's the day we will actually have the desire to meet him. Up to that point, it's just a formality. And in Gurbani, there's a word, and I'll translate that actually a shabda line. It says, the prayer itself is, Lord, creates that thirst in me. The thirst, the desire to meet you. Okay? He never said, I want to pray to meet you. What happens if you're not thirsty, somebody brings you Coke, you still don't feel like drinking, you don't enjoy it. If you don't have that thirst inside of you, you don't enjoy it. If you have that thirst, if you're thirsty, no matter if it's a hot water, cold water, you will enjoy every sip of it. And we need to create that thirst inside our souls, inside our minds, our heart, to meet that Lord himself. And once we do that, we'll enjoy it. And we want to acknowledge here, we'll kind of stop here. We'll continue on this one here next time. It's the reason I'm focusing and spending so much time on each one of these parties, because once we grasp these concepts, it's going to be very easy to understand rest of Gurbani. Okay? Once you go past Siddhi Rag and Rag Maj, pretty well all the concepts are there. They're being elaborated on. They're being expanded on. And then you go to the rest of the Gurbani, it's beautiful examples. You're wowed. You're amazed at what you're missing on right now. Okay? It eventually becomes an addiction in the good sense. And I hope every one of you one day get addicted to Gurbani. Okay? Because that will give you, like, you know, the addicts, they get their highs out of coke or whatever, drugs. You get the ultimate high out of Gurbani once you get this addiction. Okay? But today we want to acknowledge here Ghislaine. She's been a champion in Edmonton, under 12, the provincial championship she's won. So we're really proud to get one of our Gorsic daughters, okay, one of our Gorsic daughters to achieve that level of success. And we want to kind of, she brought you a medal? Had you?
Yes.
She did. All right. Well, who's got a camera today? Okay. Well, somebody's got to come in because we want to actually, I want to have this picture go out into the media so we can actually set an example, okay, for other kids. Gorsics can be good players. You can be a player of the Olympic caliber. All right? You can be the best doctors, the best engineer. Sikhism, your religion, doesn't stand in the way of your success. And for me, it'll be a dream come true to come and see you, okay, before I leave this wall, to actually see each and every one of you sitting in this class to grow up and be in the top positions you can be. And be sitting there in the Sikh Hisru, and more importantly, with that character. So people will come to you and be amazed by your character, your demeanor, your qualities. Okay? So if somebody wants to do the honors here to kind of take, okay, if you want to grab the camera, just Lean, we're going to ask you to come to the front here. So we're going to send this picture over to Ajit. That's the main Punjab Daily. We're going to even send it over to Sana Spokesman and a couple of local papers out here, and Khalsa News, of course. So, and really, such a proud moment. We need to get involved in sports, because if you have free time, there's no point sitting in front of the TV, okay? Unless it's a science show, educational show, okay? Entertainment, you know, if you think about it, entertainment, what we think it is entertainment, it's basically something that really excites your mind to wonder. Gurbani calms us down, okay? Somebody phoned me up from one of the radio shows and says, well, you know, every time we try to read Gurbani, I just fall asleep. It's a perfect thing. Because now you're not thinking of anything else. Gurbani is calming your mind down to the point your body's so relaxed that you don't feel anything, any other part, okay? So ready? No, just take your pictures.